When?
Hit it,
Oh, you
Eric.
went live already. Hey, we're live. Oh, go do the music. Do the music. All right.
I just did.
What was the music?
No, it should be the Price Right. Bum 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 bum. Okay, trivia question.
Okay.
Who had that as a sound bite? Who from our distant YouTubing past? Nope. But you're warm.
The only thing I could remember was Rush Limbaugh, but
no, from our YouTube group.
From our YouTube group had it? I do not.
No. This person is no longer around. Not dead, as far as I know. But
no, okay. That's where I thought you were going.
Honestly,
when you said no.
Honestly, could be, though.
Oh, from the I Love Comics group?
Yeah.
Weaponized Nerd Rage.
Feisty fan.
Really? Man.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, she actually went harder than Nerdette. You know, she went to the left as like Nerdette, but
she started there.
Okay, yeah. To be fair,
though, to where she couldn't.
But I've got to give. I'm still going to give Nerdette credit that, you know, if you thought that she was too far to the left and you dropped her, that's on you. You know, she never chased anybody away, or at least from what I understand, she never did me anyway.
Yeah. So you know? For Feisty fan, to be fair, so Feisty fan for me, when I met her a few times, we streamed with her on his channel. I never had really issue with her. It was becoming like, I guess when Trump was about to get into office, she was listening to all these different people talking about how he's going to take away the healthcare and all that stuff. She just got diagnosed with MS or something like that.
Yeah, she did.
Yep. She was really scared. So I think she lashed out about us. I don't take it personal.
But Trump was already in office when she was around before, because because that's over 8 years ago now. Wow, she was definitely within the last 8 years.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it should be like 2019. So
we've been doing this for quite a while.
Why did you let the cat in? Always leave the door open. You and Gail are always inviting cats.
I'm allergic to cats. I'll invite them in, but I need them to go very quickly. You get in, get warm, get the fuck out. That's me. And
that's right. You let cat get the fuck out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Jay, Feisty fan was just like
we had on.
She was somebody who would come onto the channel and she would chat. A long time ago, I used to when I started a live stream, I would just leave the link. Anybody wants to jump on, come on in. I did stop doing that because unfortunately we would get the wrong type of people or
trying to show porn on the thing.
Yeah, and it just became dangerous. It's probably a little safer to do that nowadays, except I just found out we got false and flagged. Our New Year's Eve live stream has been flagged for content. We talked about comic books. So somebody got pissy about our opinion about things, and instead of turning the channel, there's a billion freaking videos on YouTube. If you don't like one, if it's not a call for violence, if it's not, I mean, for fuck's sake, there is a YouTube channel. I saw this from Steven Crowder called Penis, Yes or No, and it's got a gay guy shoving other things up another gay guy's butt. That's okay. But us talking about us saying that James Tynion writes a lot of gay characters, that's for some reason, that's a flaggable offense. He does.
My thing is 5 hours and 25 minutes and 41 seconds. Tell me, YouTube, what was wrong with it?
They will never say that. That's the whole thing. They say you violated YouTube's rules. Where? Well, we can't tell you that. And I kid you not, this is their reason. Because if we told you the actual rules, people would try to circumvent them.
So this is what you do. You cut out the top 100 and post it separately and see if that gets flagged.
That is actually a good idea. Like I used to, just break it down, ship it out, whatever segment gets flagged. There
Generation
you go.
X, sorry.
And it would be funny if it's that guy I told you about. We had a guy comment on everything, but I told him, I said, my reaction to his comments, though, were I appreciate somebody with a different, I really do. I appreciate people with different points of view. Come on in and talk about it.
At the very end, we had Cliff, who I think he's been here before. Cliff on comic or Cliff, something like.
Yeah, he was part of the role-playing game, right?
No, that's Clint.
Clint, okay.
Cliff is another guy who popped up towards the end of the live stream. Where he loves Tom King, so I don't think it was him, but I'm saying as I told him I said, hey, I'm glad that you like Tom King. You know, other people don't like Tom King here on the panel. Obviously, I said I said we don't bash on people who like things that we don't like.
No, not at all.
Because that's stupid and that's moronic.
I don't think it was
I don't think it's him.
Did we talk about what's his face?
Politics?
Any of the Ripper or EVS, because it's EVS.
We may have. I do remember on one of it was either last night or that night. We did. Yeah. We were talking about all of it.
We brought up Zach, and then I think that might have been on the
that might have been it, because that's actually what led to. I do have some comics to show off, some books that are going to be in the auction.
Oh yeah, don't praise Tim Lim.
Otherwise that's right. Yeah, Tim Lim. He's
basically the weirdo peoples that like to report and harass are if anyone says anything negative about Zack Snyder. Like his crowd goes after people.
Did you see Rebel Moon? I saw Rebel Moon, therefore I did not see Rebel Moon 2. Whenever I do whatever top 10 or so, I guarantee you.
You're gonna get this one flagged as well now.
There you go. Yeah.
Did you read the Rebel Moon by Megs Visaggio?
No, Mr. Visaggio did not get my readings. Okay, just tell us what you like, Jay, so we'll know what we're supposed to like.
No, I guess you wanted Jay. Jay said you're required to like everything I like or be gone. That's the mentality for some people. Like if you say something you don't agree with, I saw this. One of my friends tried to get him. People tried bullying her on Christmas Day of all things for past tweets, and I just couldn't believe it. And I basically called him out and said, "What kind of piece of shit does this to somebody on Christmas Day?"
They don't care it's Christmas.
Well, no, they don't care what day it is. These people are just assholes. Yeah. And I said, you're calling this person, you're saying that this person is vile. I said, look what you're doing on Christmas.
To them, Christmas is just the day everything's closed and online stores have on.
Probably for them, it's the day they don't get presents because they're assholes. But anyway, though, the whole thing with this cancel culture, stupid. Boo-hoo, daddy didn't love you. Guess what?
Shit.
You know?
Here's a little levity. Although you have to kind of be a sports fan to get this. When a woman says 5 minutes, think like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and both teams have all their timeouts.
Yes,
that's pretty fun.
Half an hour later,
but I have experienced this. This is true facts.
But as I said before we went live, let's not turn this into a rant stream. This is a late night, just chill stream. Just relax. We'll talk about things we like. We'll turn it into a positive energy.
We'll see how chill we get or how chill I feel. I don't know. Because when I saw that, I was just like, guys, stop freaking flagging everybody. It's ridiculous. It's like that I guess we would call her a Karen now that tried to get married with children thrown off because she didn't like something her child saw. It's ridiculous. Turn the freaking channel. That's all you gotta do.
For those of you that are flagging this channel, make sure to go check out Geeky Puppet Show, where that means nothing to me because I'm not monetized.
Yeah.
What did they see in Married with Children that traumatized them so much? Was it all
the beautiful women, and then the fat jokes? You know, back when people actually used to shame people for doing things that are unhealthy.
My leftist daughter finds the fat jokes funny, and I asked her, I would always ask her after she got off work. I'd say, did a fat lady walk into the shoe store today? And the whole thing was like a lot of Married with Children started with fat lady walked into the shoe store today, and he would tell a story, and it was about some sort of wild stupid, loud, somebody who you don't want in, and
here's the thing.
My leftist daughter thought that was funny.
If she can laugh at that stuff, I think she's not left. She's more centrist left. Because she's not.
Could be.
Well, I think what happens there is when your liberal or progressive child has conservative parents, they see the other side, and they see that the other side aren't monsters. So they might have a certain set of beliefs, but they're not as rigid or as unyielding as people that are just like comfort when they never get out of their bubble. Yeah. That's when you can't laugh at things unless they're approved by the party. So that I can see that.
Well, I'm gonna say is we got 233 or 267 views on that stream. We only had 30 likes. Let's change that for this. Let's get more than 30 likes on this. I couldn't believe that. I was like, 30 likes only on that. So, hey, it is nice to when a chill stream beats out a cover ranking. I feel like I actually accomplished something.
That happens quite a bit. The cover rankings aren't incredibly popular.
No, but I'm thinking like whenever I'm hosting, if I'm hosting something and you're not here, I'm like, wow, people actually don't need to eat.
If you host something and it does better than something I've hosted, you find certain pride in that.
Well, yeah, it means I actually stepped up.
There's some thought to that. I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
It's like WWF, get the F out. It's like, hey, I love comics, get the E out.
Get the E out. Okay, I see how it is. Yeah, see? That's why you keep asking for the password.
What do you mean? When I say
you just want to change it.
No. Did you not get the double window with get the E out? Because you always go to the E's.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're going on that particular joke. Alrighty, I just lost an auction for a whole bunch of Legion of Superhero 100-page specials, but I'm still in the running for about 15 Gold Key Disney comics, so fingers crossed.
Now, do you have an audience for a bunch of Legion of Superheroes 100-page specials?
Yes.
Well, speaking of which, what do you think of
Legion of Superheroes, if Legion from what is it, 160, was it 167, the Timberwolf issue? What was that? Not no, it wasn't 160 because it must have been like in the 70s or 80s because it quickly flipped. Anyway, the Timberwolf issue all the way up to issue 300, that's golden. That's Evergreen Comics right there on this channel.
There's a lot of flags in the chat right now.
Are they semaphoring? Are they trying to lead the airplane to safety?
I'm just glad there actually are flags in the chat. I'm not getting.
Oh, they're flagging the channel. There you go. Okay.
Because when I say there's flags in the chat, that could be totally just.
We're saying flags, by the way. Somebody trying to. It's flags.
Look.
All right. Chill out.
Flag in the chat. Look.
Relax. It's flag. All right. You can.
Chat.
Can't really trust people too much.
With an L.
Amy Lester.
Hey, Amy, how are you doing?
Oh, all right. How's the sound? My sister took off with the usual Yeti, so
she ran away again. That darn sister.
She's doing okay, but the microphone on her computer that she's trying to get some online stuff working with wasn't working for her. So hopefully.
I would die with laughter if we hear a bell in the distance. You actually took my suggestion, put a bell on your sister. She is.
That could work out.
So for those who are not, the running joke is basically Amy's sister, basically Melissa, will leave in the middle and they'll be like, "Where's your sister?" "Oh, she just took off." I'm like, "I'll go get her." Every single time we're in the middle of a reading or changing stuff, it's like just put a bell on her.
There you go. I will let her know, Kirk.
It's like I just want a bell, and then for Christmas, the sleigh bell.
Yep, there you go. Oh, yeah, more festive version, right?
We're asking will Melissa be joining us tonight?
I don't know. It depends on how she manages to get that other computer working for her. She's kind of stressing over that, so I'm just like, okay, I'm going to give you space to figure it out.
Computers are a pain in the butt.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, they can do a lot of great things, and then they can totally destroy.
Just turn on and just do your job. That's Peter. That's all you got to do. But of course,
a lot of great things, but can they start forest fires?
Mine hasn't yet. No matter what,
they can do fire sales.
Ooh, sales are good. I love sales.
Well, not fire sales. That's like a
see, and now we're going to get flagged because we are toxic masculinity and we're supporting gender norm roles because Amy likes shopping.
What do you mean? We have the son, the two dads, the cat, and the sister.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just joking. We got flagged on the New Year's Eve special for something. I don't know what it was.
Something?
Yeah, they don't tell you what. They don't tell
you. The New Year's Eve stream when we're doing the top 100s, somebody flagged us for something. So we're not safe for AdSense.
Yeah. What my favorite is when they actually say they try to copyright your channel or your video, and all it is talking. I've had people successfully steal my videos when it was literally just us talking about stuff.
Oh, basically what they do is they just copy your video, upload it to their channel, and private it. And they can copyright strike you for that.
I can do that to about 50 people right now.
So E doesn't have. Like I said, I've been doing a Geek Puppet Show, an Extreme Movie Show. I put the logo so it's always on the bottom right corner, 24/7. So that way, because I've actually had people upload one of our readings to their channel.
Really?
And YouTube let me know. I was like, so and so has your video. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, we could do that.
Well, you could do something like that. But I mean, no, there's actually a permanent thing that through YouTube's doing. You go in the.
Well, this would show up. This shows up on the YouTube recording. So if on YouTube and when it's a regular video, that would show up all the time.
Oh
yeah.
So if we're gonna do that, I guess that would.
It does it for live streams. They say in the bottom right corner does it, so it pops up.
No, I think that the one you went back to was nice.
Say again, this one.
No, what you did, like switching between you and Breen.
Oh, so it blocked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm allergic to cats. I'm gonna get rid of the cat.
Why don't we just do this?
Desert Rose, one big streamer I watch normally who is a Welshman. It was brought to his attention that the Isle of Man had a flag, and when he saw it, delirious.
Now the cat's by the bird.
Yeah. There you go. Anyway, yeah, it's been interesting. I figure I am, by the way, feeling better. It's one of those days where everything's trying to leave the body. It's just figuring what exit can it get out.
There's a woman present, and you're going to talk about bodily.
Amy, have you ever had a really bad cold? See, everybody's had a bad cold, and everybody's gotten to that point where their snot will pour out their ears. If
you were insulted, feel free to speak up. Do not say silent. Don't let him silence you with his masculinity, toxic masculinity. You have every right to speak up against him.
Yeah. By the way, there is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I appreciate that, and I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. That's awesome. I hope you shake off the dregs of it quickly, because sometimes that linker is just no good.
Well, yeah. The problem being, of course, is that I can't talk for an extended period. So I figured let's do a live stream like this tonight. So if I need to drop out, I can. But trying to save up for tomorrow, which I don't think is going to be as bad as last week's auction, but I just want to prepare because last week was physically hurt. He is discussing throwing and going. Fun times. Damn straight. But,
that's what you want to come in and the stream. I'm a guy, I just had the bad case, and like, why am I watching this?
I don't know. But that's been us. We, in all honesty, everybody, this channel is just kind of hanging out. I've never really, I don't talk about personal things about my wife. I don't talk about personal things about my daughter anymore. And, but just me, I'm an open book. No, I outed my daughter. And she didn't like that. So, yeah. All righty. But there is an auction tomorrow. And if anybody's watching still after 20 minutes, I do have some comics to show off that are going to be in that auction. Some dollars, some $2, and so forth.
Vegman,
Yeah.
Most of these are $2.
Yes.
Yeah, our pal Aaron was taking a shot at AEW because one of their pay-per-views is Maximum Carnage. So he goes, I can't wait for AEW, and then he names off a bunch of Marvel movies. And so my reply was, and I can't wait to see who plays Hulk Hogan in the Netflix adaptation of WrestleMania.
Yeah, for those who don't know, WWE is now pretty much moved over to Netflix for Monday Night Raw, as the fate of SmackDown might be still on USA Network. But
now, is that a sports, like a sports
wrestling?
Game? Yeah. Or are they doing like a Netflix?
Freeze, God damn it.
So what they're doing, you're just doing the WWE is which basically is wrestling. No, been around. They're just going to be airing their
okay. Are you guys there
on Netflix?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay. Everything froze for just a second.
Well, that's YouTube trying to freeze you out.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. I want to show these things off while I got a chance. Not you.
Is it fine? So it's playing the old episodes of the wrestling show?
No. They're gonna air brand new stuff. They're on actual. Let's be a live broadcast.
Okay. But actual sports shows. Okay.
But only on Netflix, though. So.
Only on Netflix.
True Believers here. It doesn't have a number, but it just says the first appearance of Jocasta.
Jocasta?
It's 162.
162.
It is funny though because the WWE had their own network thing. Apparently that flopped. So I don't know how this is going to work out.
True Believers of the first appearance of.
Wait! You can't show that Ron is here. You don't like showing Iron Man when Ron is here.
Oh, yeah. The True Believers of first appearance of Jim Rhodes. We've got Nightwing 24.
Is that Tom Taylor approved?
25. No, this is Chuck Dixon.
Oh, I don't want it then. I need Tom.
These are the originals. 27. And we got issue number 28.
Oh, yeah, Scott McDaniel, right?
Yep. Nightwing 29. Then we have Nightwing number 31. Number 33. Take a little jump here. 1969. Number Nightwing 69. Nightwing 98. And Nightwing 111. Got some JSAs. They're out of order, I guess.
And this just feel like a 90s live stream. They had them back then. Did you just in the apartment with nothing behind you and just showing off loose copycats?
Yeah. That was from the original days of YouTube.
Probably needs some more animated GIFs, right?
It was 2006, right? When they started?
I know it was mid. I don't know exactly.
That's how Crowder got his start. It was on YouTube, and then he went became a Fox affiliate, and then went back.
Just Society number 3. I remember when that book held some sort of value because she was going to be in a movie.
Yep.
Just Society number 36.
Yeah, but then she got the Netflix treatment.
I like that cover. All right. Then we have issue number 40. Bad Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I know Christmas is already over, but here's issue number 55.
Nice. I got that cover. It's great.
Oh, how cute.
And we have Justice Society or JSA issue 66.
That reminds you. We got to get together and figure out what my credit net is.
71. The best I can do at this point because I looked today.
Yeah.
And there's numbers all over the place. You told me that you dropped 300, and I appreciate it.
Is 100 okay?
And then I'll just look at the end of the thing and find out. It's easy as that, but I don't think I ever wrote on your sheet. So there you go. 72.
Hmm.
And we have issue number 76.
Ooh.
And we have issue number 77.
Nice.
And we have issue number 79.
Zach has all those on his wall.
I know. That's not a bad backdrop either. Oh, really? Did he get rid of them?
No, that was that you were showing them.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
What's that? You always say the jokes are better if you have to explain them.
Yes. The jokes are a lot better if you have to explain it. This is going to be in the dollar bin. Unfortunately, it is Magnus Robot Fighter. It has no back cover, but it's
cute though.
Yeah, it still has its.
It's got a bite out of it on the cover, but
yeah. This one, however, is complete, and this one's good. Another Magnus Robot Fighter.
That one's $2.
Robot Fighter.
I'm sorry, Ribbit.
Oh,
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. Oh, I need to get. I don't have the comments up. Miss Early 2010's YouTube says, Jay, I missed just 6 years ago. Tell you the truth. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, Venkman, but Crowder was too wild for Fox News.
Yeah, it's just been a sea of J comments. I've been ignoring it.
Oh.
He was flagging us before.
Just, Darlin in his miniskirt. We have Marvel Team Up, issue number 44, teaming up with Moon Dragon.
And Spider-Man, Moon Dragon.
Remember when those were hot?
Yeah, Jay, that's a Manny skirt.
Well, one thing I did discover, though, is Moon Dragon is kind of like Marvel's Power Girl. If I could get Moon Dragon on the cover, I could. Generally, somebody's going to want it. So it's okay.
Well, up to a point until they now she's completely covered.
Whenever I say anything like that, you could pretty much exclude 2013 and up.
Oh no, she was covered up during the Abnett Landing.
Yeah,
really good stuff.
That's sad. Shadow of the Bat number 6.
I mean, an outfit can still be really pretty, and you can have a great design and not be revealing.
Number 5.
So you remember girls reading the new Teen Titans with Starfire and how she's dressed? They will not let her show off any skin anymore.
Number 4.
No.
Yeah, but Amy, you have to remember the comics used to be geared towards fat kids that never actually saw real women.
Number 3. Shadow of the Bat number 2.
We're all Herbies with suckers.
And Shadow of the Bat number 1. First appearance of Zaz.
All self-contained issues, right?
No, the last Arkham storyline goes to issue number 4, and then you've got Black Spider and Ugly American. These two.
I'm confusing that with Legend then.
Legend would be for the first, I don't know, maybe 3 storylines. They were like 5 issues each. Yeah, this one has a 4-issue series and then 2 standalones.
These are not the Mariko Tamaki Shadow of the Bat, which came out in
No. Neither is issue number 56.
Who's that? I don't recognize her without Harley Quinn.
I know. Legion of Superheroes, issue number 286.
Yeah, I just think the whole Starfire thing. Let's curve up a girl who basically can absorbs the sunlight.
The sun,
yeah, and needs that to survive.
Commandy, issue number 29.
So you're saying George Perez thought that through?
He did think that through, which surprises me.
Doesn't surprise me.
Wow, a naked Superboy somewhere.
Is that?
Yeah, where's
what?
Well, does she get her power from sunlight, and that's why she's Starfire? Because it's a star?
What are you looking for, E?
I'm looking for where to take my name off of.
Oh, let me do it. You want to go to the names? And you want to be like Puppeteer and go to the credit? If you want us off of there,
usually it's no. I want mine off. I don't.
Well, okay, so if you just go to your name, it'll get rid of all of ours. If that's what you want.
No, I just wanted mine, and usually it's right here on the side, and I can't find it. They've been screwing around with all this stuff now.
So
here it is. Never mind. I found it.
Style.
Yep.
And you can hide.
There we go.
So that hides all of ours.
Oh, it hides everybody. Oh, okay. Everybody here knows.
I told you, Puppeteer is just like Engelteeth.
That's okay. We're all like from the planet Pop-Up. We know who we are.
There you go. Yes. All right. We got some Kazar number 1.
Not to be confused with Planet Puppeteer, where no one wants to go.
I know Kazar.
And then we have Justice League of America, issue number 241.
Is this like the second or like third like rubber band arm guy I've seen recently. It looked like the couple of books back, the guy looked like he had bendy arms too.
Did he? Oh yeah. This is the second. The Legion of Superheroes had a bendy arm guy. Here's Justice League of America 177. What do you guys think of the split covers like that?
I like them.
Yeah. Publix Teen, where readers don't get credit.
We like the split covers, not the covers with splits on them.
You can't take away my name. My name is here now. Stay.
Then we have an issue of Ghosts. This is issue number 88. Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, issue number 2.
Speaking of those, Breen.
Yes.
And nothing. I just needed a transition to you.
And then we have DC. What is this? DC special issue, and this is GI Combat, the big war book.
What issue is that?
I'm not seeing a number. It says September. It says DC special issue.
Oh, okay, that's DC special. Then that's not an issue of GI Combat.
Right? No, it just stars. Yeah. All right. Whoa. Here we have Bugs Bunny number. I believe this was 52. I didn't know I ordered it twice. Last week I didn't know I bid on the same book twice in that collection. So I have a couple of books that I got. Anyway, Betty and Veronica, and this is issue number 227.
You should read that background. You think you might need that? The back cover.
The which one?
Look at the back cover. You might need that on
The
that
back
Betty and Veronica.
cover. Do you need extra money? Amazing Spider-Man Adventures into Reading.
Aww.
Yes, I like these. What are these called again? The style of book.
Reader.
Educational.
Yeah, there's
Scholastic?
something to it. I can't remember.
Read by numbers.
Nah, it's like
A reading level.
Yeah, when they do that, or the TSR 80 kids and all that kind of stuff. Superman for Earth.
TSR 80 kids sounds kind of devious there. What is that?
Yeah. So it sounds like a disease. We've got Adventure Comics issue number 465.
It sounds like kids are in poverty. The TSR 80 kids, screw them.
The Flash, they just did. I'm not feeling confident about this because the other ones didn't do shit.
They're saying promotional.
Here's issue 292 with the Mirror Master.
Yeah.
Mirror Governor.
Yes.
I'm sorry. This one will sell. This one, it's the Flash, but there's a couple of reasons why this book absolutely 100% will sell.
Because it's not Barry.
No, it is Barry Allen.
It won't sell.
Two things, and they're both names. One of the names is Whitman, and the other name is Batgirl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Batgirl's in it? Oh,
yes. The death of yeah. Death of Iris West?
Yes, this book will sell. None of the Wally ones will.
I thought Batgirl was in the Batgirl.
Quiet cat. It's too late to trade one for a dog.
Goodness. Avengers 150.
Oh, Dragon.
Which, what the F is up with that?
That's Moon Dragon?
What?
Have you ever, hey, Eric, have you ever seen this?
What?
Look at the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last month. It was 25 cents.
Okay.
That's not a variant, if that's what you're.
Well, I was wondering because it wasn't an M. It looks very bizarre.
So it was the last time it was 25 cents, basically saying it like, screw you, it's going away.
Yeah, maybe it's like huge.
Well, the September ones were 30 cents. So yeah, they did go away.
Special edition X-Men number 1, which it's one of the first reprints of the giant size X-Men.
It might be a wraparound cover.
We have Sergeant Rock issue number 371. An awesome. Look at that thing. Look at that. That is.
One guy's leg is taped up. So it's like.
Amy, what do you rank this cover?
My favorite thing about this, I think, is the font. That's such a cool way of incorporating the logo into it. It's an interesting stylistic choice given the nature of the art. I think this is really neat. I think I'd give this a solid 9.
All right.
I would go to the D in there and says ABC spells death.
Yeah. with ABC and the D being the capital leading into death.
Yep.
Yeah.
E comes right after the D.
How about you, Eric? What do you rate this cover?
But they'd have to go quite a while before they get the teenage. Oh, sorry.
Who's the cover artist on this? I can't see.
Amy, rank that for me, will you?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you would probably give it a 10.
I am a soft touch.
It is very cool.
How about you guys? Yeah, I was about to say, how about you guys in the chat? What would you give that?
I give that Mark Silvestri 10.
That's pretty badass.
Now, Bernie gives it a solid 10. Quinn gives it a 9.
A 9, yep. And
if your dragon comes in with a 3.
Yeah. This one is.
Oh, I'm not sure. Jay says it's a 1.
Yeah, Jay's 1. Another Sergeant Rock cover's not as good, but it's still pretty cool. What is that? That's issue number 344.
You know what's great about that is the very top part with all the little star logos on the fonts.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. This I bought this for Zach, but I don't know if he'll be there, so anybody can buy it. This is Power Man and Iron Fist. I didn't want to get just Power Man, but it is issue number 75.
Well, Zach's not a friend, because they'll be there like either I'll be there for you, like you're there for me too.
I'll be there for you. All right, and then we have Power Man and Iron Fist number 53.
Ooh, robot.
A
robot.
Fighting a robot.
I've been on an Atlas kick. If I can find them, I've been picking them up. I should kind of put them together because they're, like Eric says, there's only a couple of issues per title.
I didn't know Atlas kick shrugged.
This is Phoenix issue number 2.
Oh.
1970s comic. I can't find the teenager. I named it before. What is that girl's name, Eric?
What?
The Atlas, the Atlas teenage girl, the
Vicky.
There you go. It's hard to find her title.
They're all expensive as hell too.
Yeah.
What about
Ms. Marvel number 23?
Oh.
What about that Phantom chick? Phantom girl?
Mark sure says it's
Legion of Superheroes. Here's Ms. Marvel issue number 22.
I'm talking about the original one. What was her name?
The blonde Phantom?
From the Golden Age.
Blonde Phantom?
She would basically hold the projection out.
Oh, you're talking
Phantom
about
Lady.
Phantom Lady. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I always like collections of those.
Ms. Marvel issue number 11.
Cool.
Fighting a
robot
guy.
I'm still waiting on about 10 issues of this title, but this is Space Family Robinson, Lost in Space.
Oh,
no Cloblops, so
no Cloblops. Sorry, guys.
Denied.
Still pretty good.
Although that tree could be a Cloblop.
Well, it might be.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe there's different races of Coblop. It's a species.
Trees in space. I don't believe that. They need oxygen.
In space.
No, I don't want to get flagged, so I've got to do this. The Unknown Soldier.
Like,
hey, we saw the little one too.
Okay, Unknown Soldier.
If you turn it on its side, it's just a Buddha symbol.
There we go. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Here we have the Unknown Soldier issue number. Come on, focus. 240.
Oh no, the train at death. That sounds even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Germans and trains. Don't get on a German train. That's just basically.
They're incredibly well built, though. They didn't break down.
Best Ms. Marvel costume pre-Warbird on that cover. The covered midriff looks best. I thought it was going to be a sketch cover, all white. I love those Ms. Marvels with her granny type. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing a different Ms. Marvel in me? I wish my wife still did this, but I'm
not touching that one.
I'm going to. Yeah,
that's what he's wishing she still did.
There's a long list of that. Oh my gosh, Gail got very embarrassed. Never mind, I'm not gonna tell that joke.
Good man.
Yeah. I insulted myself but made her laugh. And I insulted myself loud enough for people around. We were in a restaurant. And I insulted myself loud enough for people to hear. Yeah, it wasn't a classy joke, just saying that. But I'm going to do this in my wife's honor. Tor! Yeah, that's issue number 1.
You had 23 and 11 of Miss Marvel?
Oh, there's a little dinosaur climbing on top of the Tor.
You said, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Did you see a little dinosaur on the top of it?
Yeah, I know, right, Ronnie? I don't talk about Gail. Proceed to talk about Gail. Embarrassing stories.
No, that's a me and Gail thing. And that's not any kind of personal information about her. I won't read it.
On top of you, above you, right above you, little dinosaur right above you. Yeah, I see that. I think that's Breen's icon.
But you want to look at the Tor cover again there, Amy?
Yeah, it looks like there's a little dinosaur on top of the logo. Like it says Tor, and there's a there he is.
It would be hilarious if Gail was watching and she decided to come in through the patio door there and scare the crap out of you.
Okay, the joke was very much something like that, Jackson. It was okay. We got something, and we were just making jokes, and she goes, "That looks like a big penis." And I looked at her and went, "How the hell do you know what a big penis looks like?" And she lost it. And everybody around just kind of go, "Wait, what?" They were just, and Gail's doing, I can't believe I married this guy. So there you go.
Well, it wasn't for looks.
You know what? Gail she laughed. That's all I give a shit about. That's
money.
all I give a shit about. Did my wife laugh?
Yeah,
that's all I care about.
Why did she go with you? There's no money, there's no looks, there's no
humor.
I don't know. Ask me why I love Gail. Why did I marry Gail? Ask me.
Because you're trading up because she's actually better than you?
No, my answer has never changed from the first time Gail asked me. And I had to explain it. She asked me one time why I married her. And I said, I don't know. And that's going to be my answer until the day I die. Now, let me explain, because, I had to explain it to her because the first time she heard it, she got hurt. And I said, look, I think you're beautiful. And I do. I even today, we both got old. We both gained weight. Gail's beautiful. Even when we were split, the world is divided into 2 women, Gail and everybody else. That's been the way. But Gail was pretty. I've dated pretty girls before. Gail was fun to be with. I dated girls who were fun to be with. Everything I could list off that you could point to and go, well, she's this, she's that, she's this. I have dated something like her before. So I have no freaking clue why I looked at her and immediately knew that I was looking at my wife. I have no idea how that happened.
Because she's better than when we dated.
No, the thing is I had no idea what I was in store for, because I had just met her. I just said hello, and I turned to my friends and I said, I'm going to marry her. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. I don't know what that connection was. And I never wanted, in all honesty, I never wanted to define it, because if you define something, that thing might fade. But the truth is there is an undefinable quality about Gail that makes me love being near her and being with her. Say again?
I can't find it. I'm looking for that shovel for you.
What?
Because you've been digging a hole.
No. I've explained this to her. This
I know what you're saying to millions of people watching. Well, 19 people, but
I don't mind. You guys, do you think I'm embarrassed at telling people that Gail has an undefinable quality that I've been attracted to for 30 years?
I would say it's definable, because the fact that you look at other women, they don't have it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know is like
once again, yes.
I look at you and see my future. That's
I could see, like I said, there's other beautiful women, but none of them are Gail. There's other funny women. None of them are girls.
No other beautiful women. Don't ever say that in front of her.
No, I say a lot of stuff in front of her. It's okay.
That explains why she hits you a lot.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. I just don't think you're getting it, in all honesty. It's just, and God bless you. I hope you do.
No, I'm out of context. I'm saying out of context, what you're saying sounds bad. That's all.
Okay. If you feel that way. But true. I hope everybody has that feeling, or at least you can get to that. You know, I don't know if it's an instant thing. I don't know if it's something that you could build or whatever, you know, but I hope everybody has that sometimes.
When you look at someone, you know.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, I know some people learn to love each other and some people just do. I mean, hey, look, it hadn't been rainbow and lollipops.
Marriage is something you constantly work at, you know. It's you know, but
that's one of those reasons I don't fall into that. We were talking about the horseshoe thing, the Chinese girl with a Nazi hat, and they sit around talking to OnlyFans girls all the time.
Oh, like there's a one guy who just talks to girls all, you know.
And then there's that guy Fresh and Fit, and they talk about relationships. And I think you guys are horseshit. And a lot of young people right now, they're full of shit because they want what me and Gail have right now. This is a lot of chiseling on that stone. What we have is a lot of work. You got to, I mean, I thought it was stupid advice when I got this, but I asked my grandmother and my grandfather had been married 50 years. And I asked, you know, how did y'all stay married for 50 years? And she says, don't get divorced. And a lot of people from the time that me and Gail got married all the way, divorce is a great back door. You know, I even heard somebody say, I'm going to get married for a couple of years. Then don't.
That's the thing. It's if you go into marriage thinking that you're never going to have a fight, that's naive.
Yeah,
you're going to fight over like, did you eat the last cookie? No, and then it turns out somebody else ate it, or you just whatever.
You can get into a fight over who is going to do something nice.
Yeah,
like I actually watch my mom and dad. They're still married, and they've been married for like 50 years now. And I watch them. My dad says, "Oh, I'll cook some green beans." You know, they're making dinner. I'll cook the green beans. And I don't know how it got, but they got into a fight over who's going to cook They were happy as heck, and then it just kind of boiled right up. And I laughed, and my dad looked like he was about to rip my freaking head off. And he goes, "What the? You think so funny?" I was like, "You guys are fighting over who's cooking green beans. You you guys are so happy and you were like loving, and then all of a sudden you're fighting over who's cooking green beans." Now, my laughter made them laugh, and it kind of cooled things down, thankfully. But you know, yeah, you can do that kind of thing.
Black Spider, he's just making you cry now. He makes me cry every time he goes on camera.
Well, the last one I think is that yeah.
I like this one though.
The whole thing where you marry a girl that you grew up with in some town is pretty cool, but it's like hearing someone from another world explain when I hear the story. I think that modern day kids, they have modern day young people, I should say. Kids is all relative, but I think they have a wrong view. I mean, look, I love my wife and I loved her from day one, but it took a lot of work to get to where we are now. But we still have a brush up every now and then. We've had fights about stupid stuff, but I will call my husband out on his stubbornness, and he will call me out on, and we make up.
Every marriage should be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where it ends in a gunfight.
Okay, just the other day, we Elizabeth, we were going to take her out and such because, good things happen. Alrighty, and I gave let's go here. Okay, fine. That's what I said. And then Gail comes out with this place I do not like. And I acted like an ass. You know, it's just, I pouted like a child. It was very low of me, you know. And the whole point is even, 30 years in, you could break down your own communication. And that's where it really tears apart. So yeah, I mean, I love our relationship now. I think even though we had to move away from our home to get here. I think me and Gail are a better couple up here than we were even downstairs or down in Florida. Yeah. Anyway, comic book channel. Hey, look, guys, Tiger Man from Atlas Comics. Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
Demonetized for being sappy.
I know, right? There you go. But no, we like I said, we still have our little brush ups. But
like Jay's like, enough of that. Breen, any good basketball tonight?
Yeah. All righty. So next up, we have the first appearance of Brother Blood. And I think this is a cameo appearance of Dark Star.
Don't they always say marry someone who looks at you like a fat woman or a fat person eats cake, you know?
Teen Titans number 10, the second appearance of Deathstroke, the Terminator.
Nice. We read that one on channel.
And then we have Scorpion. That's issue number 3 from Atlas Comics. Gosh, I hope you guys are on an Atlas kick, same as I am.
So for me, so ever since I started doing the thumbnails for covers and stuff, every time I look at a comic book, I'm wondering, like, how would I change that?
How would I break this? Can I take the top of the cover off? Here, I'll tell you what. There is look up logos, PNG transparent. There's an entire channel.
I got them.
Okay, you got that? Yeah, it is. It's so amazing because they've actually taken the logos off comics. So
but even then, I'm thinking like, remove the logo back there. Where can I color it in there and stuff? But sometimes like the logo gets cut off by the hand. But I want that exact same color font of that logo.
Where do you put the words so you're not destroying the cover? Is my biggest.
I always put the logo. I always put the photo on the right and the logo on the left, and then I add in like whatever, like the splash page. Like, into the fire, whatever that is, and it has a little crackle thing. I always put that on the bottom. I love doing thumbnails. It's just that when I got to do multiple limited time, it's just like, but I want to sleep tonight.
Yeah, thumbnails can take it. Right? Superman Family number 214. Got to love any hot pants Supergirl cover.
Like tonight, I'll be doing 3 of them.
Yeah, and we have it's Chip and Dale.
I got 2 Scooby-Doo team-ups to do for tomorrow morning, and then I got Ninja Turtles.
Brave and the Bold. This is issue number 162 with Sergeant Rock.
Sergeant Rock and Batman?
Yep.
How can Batman see you through that cape? Look, he was covering his eyes.
Admiral Marcher wants to know, is the Superman number 1?
And then we have What If the Avengers fought the Kree Skrull War without Rick Jones?
Was Tiger Man number 1?
2.
Okay.
And finally, we have What If the Invisible Girl and the of the Fantastic Four married the Submariner.
So my favorite thumbnails to do is the one I did tonight. I just basically did a late night chill stream, which I've done before, and I added Garfield to it. There you go.
Yeah, that's an easy. That was my favorite thing about comic book Jeopardy. I would just change the heroes around the Jeopardy sign. Yeah.
So I'm like, what better than icon than having the giant Garfield just leaning over like this? Because that's what it is. It's a late night.
There you go. But those are the books that are going to be in the auction tomorrow, as well as others. I'm going to be putting it together tonight and tomorrow. So, fun times. I don't know, but there you go. I don't know what else to do tonight. So if anybody has a question.
It's 74 in my room and 13 outside.
Oh.
Oh, the temp, are we talking about? Oh, it's 17 and partly cloudy.
Mine says 13 and
snow on the roof.
I don't know if I have any snow. I think mine's going to be Monday if we get a chance of snow.
Well, there was Rhaegar saying, "I'm surprised to know that there were people know that who Garfield is." But there was a movie earlier this year.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, that was earlier this year. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. The origin story. Yeah, thing. Yeah.
Usually at the end of this week or the end of I might push it back to the end of the next. I'm going to do my top 10s and all that kind of stuff in the movies and all that kind of.
According to not very fond of diets, Marnia.
Say what?
Diets, yeah, he does. Yeah, you know what's in diets? Die. According to Fox 6 Storm Center on my app, it says 15, but it feels like 0. Hey,
Yeah, then it's 0.
So if mine says 13, it's probably -2 then.
So stay inside. With lots of blankets and
I went out earlier, and it was like the wind chill was like 7. It was like 20.
Yeah. I got a Temu order of things I sell at the booth.
Temu from Tim Lim?
Yeah, Tim. I got a Tim Limu. That's all Asian. I can't tell what's what. It's all Asian. So
and we get down on Zach. We know where he got it from.
Yeah.
It was his channel.
Oh, I have no idea what this is. I decided, I think this is this Death Note? Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be same as it's tonight. Death. Yeah, it's Death Note, yeah.
So I know the one in black is Ryuk. Who is that zombie creature? Right?
I never watched the show. You're asking the wrong people. All I know is that the guy in the middle is L.
Okay.
I watched a couple of shows where they say, how long would it take the Scooby-Doo gang to find Light Yagami?
Yeah.
But I'm going to go to the Walmart. I pick up these $5 frames, and boom, these are $15.
28 degrees there, says Marania over in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is supposed to get hit with some snow too, as well. So on Friday, but it melted and just looks like it rained. I honestly, I would love that. My thing is, I don't want. I have a snowblower, but even then, it's just like I don't want to have to deal with that because I'm. See, a lot of people will have their snowblowers and they'll just turn it off and not dry it off. I bring mine in. I have a little kerosene jet heater. I dry it off so there's no water, and I've had it for almost 22 years. You know,
it works good because you dry it off.
Well, yeah, it doesn't rust. I keep it greased and all that stuff, so I've really had no issues. Because ours is all metal, where the newer ones have the plastic chutes on them, which plastic whenever it gets cold expands.
Oh, more prone to break.
Cracks. So. Started snowing after it came up from Nosferatu. Ooh. But it's not sticking though.
Yeah,
okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is cool. He brings up Garfield and Heathcliff. There was a Twitter says people are saying Garfield or Heathcliff.
Garfield.
And a lot of people were saying Garfield. They said they loved the Heathcliff show, but Garfield was the coolest. Who cares about Simpsons? I had Garfield before that.
Yeah, look up Garfield versus Heathcliff Robot Chicken.
Yeah, I don't need to see that, okay, bro? You can just tell me.
No, they just fight.
Oh,
yeah.
Alrighty. Which ones were you trying to part with, Jackson Roykirk? Says Jay Lucian.
What are you talking about? I saw a video from God 52. I don't know it. Mine is around. But what are you talking about? But I plan on whittling.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Is this comics?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That is actually something I've been seeing quite a bit of. Videos where people are like, "I'm quitting comics. I'm done with comics. I'm over comics," and it's just people who are selling off their collections look. Does it have anything to do with the decline of the hobby? The fact that it's now become, for a lot of people, new people anyway, it's become key collector. I mean, Comic Tom has fucked up this hobby after all, and that comes off. I was actually commissioned to do a video on Comic Tom. Is he destroying collecting? And at first the answer was no, but the more I learned, yeah. I'm sorry, but they actually are part of Key Collector. I think Key Collector is horrible for the hobby.
I think, if I throw my 2 cents in, I think what you're seeing is we are in the last days of being able to get any kind of money for anything that's not either a key or 99% of back issues are dollar material now. And I think if you've got a collection, say you've got runs from like titles from the 70s, like say the Champions or Black Lightning or something like that, 5 years from now, I don't know if anybody will be willing to buy them because the industry the hobby did not replenish itself So there's obviously there's always going to be a market for Amazing Spider-Man. There's no market for Spectacular Spider-Man.
If I can, like, I'm thinking about doing, like, bring in mind, if I can find like the Marvel team ups in trade format, I might get some of mine, the Marvel Tales and stuff.
But I said, if you're collecting now as an investment, you waited too long.
Yeah.
So collect what you like, and plan on sticking with them, because you're not going to get anything for most of them, going forward. And I think that's so. Some people are maybe trying to get ahead of the curve.
So, I've got all this behind me. I got a bunch of stuff, I got behind me, and then I got stuff upstairs. So like I said, I'm running out of room. I might just, ones I'm getting right now are the ones I can get in trade format. And I'd rather have boxes of trades that have 3 times as many as floppies. So, the problem is, like, a lot of stuff I'm getting right now is like the newer stuff that I've acquired over the past 3 years.
That's actually what I've been seeing more than Bronze Age sales, Copper Age sales, even the 90s sales. But new books, I see that more in the guy that I buy comics from. He's in the same flea market than I am, but he brings in these bulks. I'm like, how are you finding these? And I look in, it is mostly stuff from the last 5 years.
Maybe.
And he actually commented that he says, well, for a while I was really doing well there. I would get these sales for, and I realized what he was talking about. It was me. He was talking about these big sales. I was getting great sales for a while, and then it just dried up. And I realized it was me, because I would go in and I would take out all the 80s and all the 90s and all the good stuff, and I would spend $100 at his booth to put it in the auction, put it in my own booth. And then he brought in, and it was all new shit. Well, how bad would it do if I picked up the last 5 years of comics and put them in my auction? Then I
so here's the thing.
Trying to say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, Amy, go ahead.
Oh, I remember seeing somebody, and they were talking about having lots of like single issues of books or magazines and things like that, and they started binding them together. So they would make their own trades by collecting back issues and then just kind of making a binding for them.
I don't want a double decker, triple decker sandwich like Shaggy.
Well, yeah, Micah does that.
Yeah,
he's got a ton of books that he's bound.
Oh, neat. That's kind of fun though.
So I don't know. Like I said, a lot of the ones I got rid of. I got rid of the World's Finest. I got some left over. I'm selling that the JJ wants to buy those off me. So I mean, but at my shop, I bring him stuff like from 4 years ago, and he actually likes it because he has people coming in who are looking for stuff that they missed out on. Want to read stories. Those Superman dailies, I bought 2 extra ones by mistake at not Ollie's, but Half Price Books. Turns out I have 2 of those hardcovers, so I brought them by him. Immediately, I was just standing there. He called someone up. The guy said, "I'll get them on Monday." So he has a guy who buys Superman stuff. No matter what it is, he buys it. Mm-hmm. He's got a Batman guy. So, like I said,
says I've never sold any comic I ever got.
See,
I wish I could say that. Yeah, because you know how long it takes to sell 55,000? 3 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many do you collect normally? Or did you collect and then you stopped? Because how big is your collection to say that? Because I'm running out of room and I'm not getting a storage unit. And then I got stuff from you too.
I was about to say, apparently you have a storage unit in Indiana.
One Slick, I think that question was directed at you. How many do you have that you've never sold any, if you may ask?
Yeah, because when we started doing the auctions, I sent a lot of because we consider modern was early 2000s of Spider-Man, and you guys wouldn't touch that. I remember that.
One Slick's bigger than mine was.
North of 60,000, yeah.
Where do you?
That's impressive.
That's my thing. How many rooms do you have dedicated just those comics? Because I've seen. Okay, Eric, you have a room, or do you have?
When I had 55,000, I had 3 rooms.
Wow.
that were dedicated to comics. Like the Marvel and DC room had close to 100 long boxes in each, and then the indies were across the hall.
Because I look at go ahead. Sorry.
At the biggest, I think my collection was only about 30 long boxes. I found I could help my family by selling comics in the 90s. We got in a little trouble, and so there was an open air flea market, and I just went there. And after that, I've been selling comics like that for a long time. If I was better with money, I might have made something of it.
He says he has them in 3 different buildings.
Whoa!
One's like, dude, do you have a comic book store?
Here's one.
Sorry.
Dark Admiral is. I took a couple of long boxes of newer stuff into my shop, and he literally told me he couldn't give it away. Yeah, that's why this guy's got these brand new books. What was that called? The Dark Age, from DC, and there's the new Superboy, which was gonna blow up because hey, this is gay Superboy, and isn't that awesome?
There was
he's got all that shit. 50 cents. I could
pay Marvel where they had no power electricity. It was all wiped out.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what it was. I didn't read.
Well, I remember the events because I remember Zach was really into it.
Yeah, it's all this new stuff is there, Marvel and DC, and I know that if I buy it, I'm owning it. It's nothing. I'm going to be. The only thing I sometimes think about is maybe if I get Spider-Man because I don't have any Spider-Man in my booth goes.
Yeah, 3 different times: house fire, flood, and theft. That's horrible.
Wow.
Ouch. Yeah,
that's a sign. Don't get comics.
Vince is like 60,000.
God's saying no comics for you, Dominic.
One of the things like what we've been doing, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's kind of got me buying more new books again, and I have about 8 short boxes filled since I've been doing this. Buying new stuff again, and I know that I might as well just if I'm done with them, it would be easier just to put them in the garbage as to take them somewhere to try to sell because there's absolutely no market for any of it.
See, I guess it's just different where you live. I guess for mine, there's people they're still selling them.
I mean, nobody. Yeah, like I said, nobody's gonna come in 2025 and say, "Hey, do you have that Pine and Mary Max series?" Because I said the indies are just. I said,
well, that's the problem. You're buying indies now. If you're buying Marvel, they buy it just for the title.
It's not as much as you think, though. Because I said, like DC. I mean, I'll give you an example. Remember what a big deal. Oh God, what was the one? Altered States or Future State. That's all dollar. The $6, $7, and $8 books are in dollar bins now, and they're not moving out of there.
Yep.
Because the big 2 just produce so much minutia. None of it means anything. Because I said the downside of endless events is none of them matter. You know why Blackest Night still sells a little bit? Because it was the only event going at that time, and there wasn't anything. It was the event.
I have a theory. Just popped in my head. This hasn't been tested. You guys can say if you agree or not.
Is that mother?
There's social media, YouTube. I think worse, TikTok or any of those long video short play has turned a lot of stuff. Like stuff like Saturday Night Live, which used to actually have a little bit of substance to the characters, or comic books, which would focus on the story. It turned a lot of media into content. Just get it out there, something that we could show off, something that we could maybe we could put a panel up there. It's got a witty saying or something. What was it? Somebody showed off a panel of some black guy talking to Harley Quinn. And it's like, you can shoot the Joker, but you can't shoot systematic racism. They could show that kind of stuff off as a meme or something like that. And I think that does have some merit, that modern day writers and artists who grew up on social media, we haven't, aren't making stories. They aren't making things to last. They're making content. They're making YouTube videos in comic book form.
That's 100% true. And they said when you grew up in front of a keyboard, you weren't out in the world.
Yeah, there's
so
no
you
world.
Can be structurally. Yeah, they'll say, well, the modern writing is better. Well, the writing might be better structurally, but it's not better from a story context because it's they said when you have no real life experiences to draw from, and basically all you know is to be offended, it's going to show up in your writing.
I thought about this a couple of years ago. I said, I think my thinking was that we are returning to the golden age writing. And by that, I mean very simplistic, and that's the golden age. The problem is they're forgetting to be fun, and they're forgetting to have that innocence to them, including when it was not innocent. At the very, they might have had certain things happening in the horror and crime comics after the golden age, but still there was something to it. There was substance to it. Now they're very much like the golden age, very simplistic stories, but instead of being fun, they're preachy. They're just not. They're not trying to go for they're not writing for the audience anymore. They're writing for themselves. And it seems like their biggest customer is the writer and the artist. They don't give a fuck outside of that particular area. And once again, that's just my.
There have been writers that have admitted that.
I feel like a lot of when I have stopped to look at more modern comics or cartoons or things like that, a lot of times they try to make them, I guess it sounds strange, but too modern. Like, I'm not sure I necessarily want to sit and watch a movie about a character who spends all their time on their phones. Like, phones don't make interesting superpowers. It's much more interesting if you go out someplace fantastic and do something, creative and fun.
That's what they're doing, right? Just doing this all the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
They want comics to reflect real life now, and that was never what comics were supposed to be.
That's never what comics were.
Well, here's my thing.
That's what Tumblr and webtoons are for people that just want to go that route. But I said I don't want an issue of Superman where Superman and Batman are sitting at a cafe sipping lattes for 20 pages.
Yeah, that just should end how it should have ended. That's the only time you should ever see that.
Candy Crush, they're playing soup, so Batman's like, screw it, phone, just breaks it.
Well, there was I think it was the Champions, because it was Riri Williams and Ms. Marvel and somebody else. The entire issue was them sitting on couches, talking, drinking coffee. And oh my gosh, there's a Sentinel attacking New York. They fly out, they one punch it, and they fly back. And the rest of the book is them sitting.
So the only time I want to ever see someone on their phone playing Candy Crush and be like, if it's like Connor Kent or Kid Flash, while they're waiting around for the team to go, and he's just playing. That would work. And then he breaks the phone because he goes too fast, and the phone just starts smoking. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Are we done yet?" Let's go.
Hey, remember the issue of Champions when Riri and Miles and a few others were sitting on top of a plane that had just crashed? The plane was full of bodies, and they were arguing about privilege.
But
that's your modern comics, kids.
Yeah,
Mr. Miracle. The book starts with him doing. You remember that it was taken off of real life. The guy who did a parachute drop from outer orbit.
Yeah, that was through the Red Bull thing.
Yeah, and this was Mr. Miracle was doing the same thing. And then after that, the first page after he does this amazing stunt, which would have cost hundreds of thousands to produce, he's talking about white privilege.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. I'll tell you what, nobody who has access to TV should be talking about anybody else's privilege, just saying. Yeah, but that was ridiculous to me that you were saying.
Why wouldn't it be?
And that's the way comics have become. They're not for the audience anymore. They're for the right. I was saying 8 years ago that it's the writers use, for as much as you hate them, Mark Waid still does this. They used to find the voice of the character and they would write that character. Now they put their own voices into the character. So they aren't that character anymore. It's the writer. And it's harder, even with the classic writers and artists, it's harder to find somebody who's willing to find the voice of the character. Because in all honesty, I think those voices have been lost. I truly believe the voices of our, even Captain America, who should be the easiest freaking character to write as far as a personality, follow that Constitution. That's all you have to do. This man is a patriot. This man loves America and American ideals. This is a person who probably on the inside of that shield would have the Constitution, because you want to know what he believes. That's what he believes.
Okay, here's the thing with Captain America, and this is going to take a second. Yep. Captain America is a Marvel Comics character. Marvel Comics is owned by Disney, who also owns ABC, ESPN. Yesterday, before the Georgia Notre Dame game, there was a moment of silence, and then at the end of the national anthem, a USA chant broke out. ESPN didn't cover it.
That's ridiculous.
Because they didn't want America to see, because there's most of the people at that entire organization hates America. The last out of the last several writers that have written Captain America, Mark Waid hates America. Yes, he's writing well at DC. His last couple years at Marvel were absolute shit, because he wrote that Champions I just referenced.
Remember I made a video once about Mark Waid writing Captain America, and it was horrible. No. He by the way, he followed Ta-Nehisi Coates, and
he preceded Ta-Nehisi.
Preceded, yeah. And I remember Ta-Nehisi Coates was a breath of fresh air from how bad Mark Waid wrote Captain America.
Ghostbusters.
For about a page.
When we read.
Yeah.
There it is.
Let's see. I saw Mark Waid. He looks kind of sketchy. Mark Waid looks, I don't care if he just walked out of the shower, he looks dirty.
Oh, did you see Mariah just put the CEO of Allstate did a thing yesterday where he was commenting on the terror attack, and basically said that people need to be more tolerant of other people's differences and maybe not try to outrage people as much. It has been deleted, and that guy's going to lose his job. But yeah, that's just. It's like nobody learned anything 2 months ago. But yeah, it's insane. But yeah, but back to comics. I mean, there's, like I said, there's another thing. Yeah, there's so many rules, unwritten rules for comics now. Like I said, one of the main things that comics were always. They were basically male power fantasies. Men fantasize about rescuing a damsel in distress. Not allowed to have that anymore in comics. Women cannot have problems, and that in itself is a problem in a hobby that was basically spent its first 75 years being geared towards a male audience. It's like, women were welcome, but it's like, if a man wants to read a Harlequin romance, he's got to read it on their terms. Comics changed everything to accommodate an entirely different, non-existent audience, and now we're paying the price for it 10 years later.
Just look at today's comic discourse, where the people hating on the Superman issues are back again.
You know what?
The mafia issues with the
vacation. Yeah.
I should have labeled this "We've got issues," because it seems a lot of people just venting tonight.
Hey, that's where this is going. When I restructure this and I put in it in the playlist, it's going to be in "We've Got Issues."
I mean, you want to see something funny? This cover predicted current DC. This cover predicted current DC. Can you see this? What in tarnation?
I don't get it. That's awesome.
He's like, why is this guy all flamboyant?
Guess
who's not allowed? Yeah, but guess which one of those two characters isn't allowed to be used at DC?
I know, right? Jonah Hex, because he's a Confederate soldier. But I said I was looking at this cover. I'm like, that is so today. Like, that's us on the left looking at what the hell is this crap for Tim Drake?
Right. So who was the character on the right? The guy in the cave?
Black Condor.
That's Black Condor. He's a Golden Age character.
Is he like a space character, or is he a...
I had to read it to figure out who he is, because I looked at this cover, I was like, not the Jonah Hex
you know
story.
what? Secret Origins is one of the greatest series ever made. So, I will die on that hill. Not really. If I thought I was going to die because of my opinion, not that I would change it for
you. You might die if you ran up that hill.
Yeah, that's true.
I know I would.
But this is a Garcia Lopez cover too. That's kind of cool.
You would die just looking at the hill.
You know, sometimes you're not that far off.
Do you think he actually got? Do you think he actually got over the hill, or did he die before it, or after climbing it?
Right. Okay. So
that proves I did get up the hill once to be over it. As far as I am.
Okay, so here was something.
Something.
I remember when this was getting started, and I really want to write these topics down because this warrants some more thinking and talking. But when we all started this, there were rumors. Oh, DC's going to get bought out by IDW. Marvel's going to be shipping all their titles over to IDW, which actually they did for a little bit. And guess what? IDW did Marvel better at that point. They were doing a lot of their main characters better than what was going on. And a lot of people fought it. No, Marvel should stay Marvel, DC should stay DC, and so forth and so on. I don't care at this point. I got to tell you, I've got to a point where I think it would be fun to see what, license it out. I want to see what other people can do with these characters, because DC is no longer the steward. DC is not interested in protecting their characters.
I just got a notification that says that Marvel and DC comics are dying.
Oh, you're going to get that every 5 seconds. Yeah.
No, so interesting you bring up this topic about characters going other things. And Jay had a meltdown because I said, you know what? I like to see Superman, if you can bring Superman and just Lois Lane and doing this, or even just John Kent, have the 3 characters go to another company, license out, and see what they do to them. You know, and he's like Heather Antos. That isn't the case because Heather Antos doesn't work at every single freaking company.
Oh yeah, Heather Antos.
It always seems like it.
Yeah.
Who said the
JJ was the same, but I said, you know what?
But you mean like
if Superman were to leave the DC universe, because you know if Seigel and Schuster had kept the rights, you know, the character. And interesting to see, like, doing crossovers. I would like to see, like, Invincible with Superman. Or Superman doing other crossovers, other characters. You know, not necessarily Marvel, but I mean, like, small publisher, you know?
If this industry was still even remotely functioning, that would be... If you want to breathe new life into this industry, cooperation among the companies... Because, you know, and I'm not talking about like, you know, Vampirella teamed up with every, you know, licensed property under the sun. And at some point it no longer means anything. But if you could do, you know, like in the 90s when you had all those DC and Marvel crossovers, you know, if you had like a Superman Invincible, if you had the talent on the books. Now, there's only a couple companies that there's a lot of people that would completely screw that up.
Hold on, let me cover that. There you go. You can't see the little symbol.
Oh, yeah, right.
But there's, you know, if you pick a DC or character teaming up with Redcoat,
so
you know, with Jeff Johns writing, and you'd probably get a pretty good book.
Danger Girl teamed up with G.I. Joe. Danger Girl teamed up with Batman. Which I thought was interesting. Like, how does this little small publisher be able to do collaborations back in the day?
Because the industry's got the companies got along with each other, and that I either Marvel or DC got pissed at the other, and now it's like you still get the occasional ones because DC did the ones with Betty and Veronica meet Vampirella and Red Sonja, and Harley and Ivy, and those are Batman 66 meets Archie, and those are fun. But I said this industry could use some superhero crossovers that are taken seriously, like they were in the 90s. But then again, I don't know that there's enough talent to go around anymore.
So I wouldn't today, but I said that crossover with Superman and Spider-Man. To me, that was the most epic crossover I've ever read. Doc Ock and I think it was Lex Luthor were the villains.
Oh yeah,
it's like when someone's being hurt, like Peter Parker, the journalist, the photog, meets the Daily Planet reporter, and he meets they Mary Jane and Peter and Lois and Clark at this press function, which does exist. They have press junkets, so that it was such a cool just a team up, or just that. And then you have Spider-Man beating the crap out of Superman until Superman's all of a sudden he's like, what am I fighting for? He basically braces, and then he hits him again, and his hand is like, oh, my hand is hit steel.
Well, the red kryptonite wore off.
Yeah,
because that's what allowed him to do it.
But I mean, I said it was kind of cool to see that those two kind of getting along and just fighting stuff. Like that's what I like. That's because to me, it's like Spider-Man teaming up with Superman. It's kind of like I don't want to say Booster Gold teaming up with, but I mean like it's. I like Batman and Superman. Superman's more the humorous type, whereas where Batman's kind of the stoic. Mm-hmm. Well, in this case, Superman was kind of more relaxed, more, and then you have Spider-Man constantly making jokes. I love stuff like that.
I don't think, I didn't appreciate how big a deal it was because I had just started the hobby like 2 months before.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. I said, is this hobby always this great? But I've heard from people since then, because I said it was seismic because it had never been attempted, and it just, like I said, it was, and wasn't enough to oddly enough, DC fired the editor-in-chief right after it came out. So it wasn't enough to save Carmine Infantino's gig, but it got us Janet. They replaced him with Jeanette Kahn, so all's well that ended well there.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind
of dumb.
No, it was actually the smartest decision DC ever made.
Because who took over then?
Jeanette Kahn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Jeanette Kahn.
Yeah. Carmine Infantino was, he was a fine enough man, but DC was run like an insurance office.
DC was run like it was in the 50s.
Yeah.
They were not, DC was not believing their lying eyes about the upstart Marvel Comics that, according to, oh goodness, what was his name? Weisenberg?
Was Jeanette Kahn responsible for
anyway, he kept saying Marvel's going to go away. Marvel's going to go away. And they ran DC, even though Marvel was kicking their asses, Marvel wasn't going to last. It was going to drop, and they just never fucking changed.
Well, DC had the market share still when they were saying that, but Marvel was eating into it, and they still had that distribution deal for a few more years that allowed them to control how many books Marvel could publish. But
yeah, but that didn't last.
No,
that didn't last in the 70s.
But and the guy was Mort Weisinger, and there was Julius Schwartz. I mean, because each series of books had their own editors, and they were just like they were they were unwilling to compromise. And the only guy
I think
that started to change a little bit when Joe Orlando came over, from he'd been at EC Comics and had contributed to Creepy and Eerie, and I think he kind of understood.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought in Dick Giordano, Steve Skeets, Jim Aparo, Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil. But they had all these new talented people, but they had the same senior management that wouldn't really, they would let him create up to a point. I mean, Neil Adams had to, he offered to do the covers for Superman books. Mort Weisinger wanted nothing to do with it until he saw one. Then he let him do all of them, but it didn't, like DC would do things like they brought in Denny O'Neil to write Superman, changed up everything for a year. The issue he was off of it, the new writer ignored everything that had come before it, and it was right back to, the every issue being a self-contained CBS procedural. And that's the DC that Carmine Infantino is in charge of. And Jeanette Kahn recognized the need to change. People forget, in addition to the way she changed up the regular titles, she was the one that got Frank Miller to come over to do Ronin.
Yeah, I was about to say that. She went hunting. She went head hunting.
So Jeanette Kahn, I guess, asked
everybody that had any problem with Marvel Comics, she was like, come on over. Come on. We got cookies.
You didn't even have to have problems. She said, you want some creativity, you want some creative freedom. Because now, to be fair, Marvel needed the structure that Jim Shooter provided. And if it cost them people like Frank Miller, they lose Frank Miller, they have Walt Simonson doing Thor. I mean,
Claremont.
It worked. It was the best thing that could have happened to both companies, honestly,
and for the fans, by the way.
Yeah, because I mean,
get that out there.
If Marvel had done Watchmen and Ronin, it would have been almost like piling on. But since those were published at DC, and then you had, I said obviously, Miller's Dark Knight and whatnot.
Well, it wasn't the Ronin was kind of the cost for Dark Knight. That wasn't it? I think part of it was that he got the creative freedom to create what he wanted.
Well, they were several years apart, but it's possible.
Yeah, I remember that book. I don't know if you gave me. You pointed out.
Yes, she was. Sorry.
Okay.
The implosion. I remember that being part of the deal. When I was reading it. It was something about he got to do a title that he wanted to do. But it's not like they said, well, we want you to be on Hawk and Dove or some small title, and he made the deal. It was like, you can write and draw whatever you want, and you could do this special comic you want. Hey, there you go.
When you go back to late 1979 and, Marvel, Wolfman and Perez pitched wanted to pitch a new Teen Titans series. Her first instinct was to say no because it had just failed miserably less than 3 years prior. But she was willing to listen to their pitch. And they said, look, we've got new characters to go with a couple of the old ones. We're not bringing everybody back. It's going to be an entirely new group. And she said, yes. I don't think there's any way in hell the old guard would have gone for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, RDV.
That's
so
okay.
She was responsible for Christ's Son of Earth. Yeah. And it's just that thing they were talking about. How can we shake things up? And they came up with that idea. And here's the thing. Remember, we were talking, and I mentioned you got to create an atmosphere people want to be there, and that's what that was.
Like this channel.
Exactly. If you make it, if you give people a certain amount of freedom, they're going to want to do that, and they're going to want to stay with that company that gives them that freedom.
Yeah, like answer their questions, and they ask twice. They don't want to stick around.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, Ghost Rider's fallen hard this year.
Which one? There's 3. There's like 16 of them now. There's a whole team now called Spirits of Vengeance.
King Bad Hunter. Problem is creative control after 2 of Dracula issue 880.
That's another question. That's another question I had. Was Bullseye created by Frank Miller?
No.
What did he come out?
God,
he was like 130,
131, but I'm trying to remember who was writing at the time. I don't know if it was Mackenzie yet or.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to look up, but I'm lazy.
Because I thought maybe he came in during the whole Kingpin thing with Frank Miller.
Patrick is saying Bullseye is a great Marv Wolfman character.
Okay, so it was Marv Wolfman then.
Yeah.
Bullseye was kind of a. I mean, he was almost like a blah ha ha villain. when he was first presented, because it was very over the top. Because there's an issue where he strapped Daredevil to a giant crossbow and shot him across the Hudson River. But Frank Miller brought him back to earth and made him terrifying.
I'll tell you what, the one issue that did it is one of the first books where in that era that I was like frightened, and it was on the cover. You see him; he's going crazy, and the bodies are lying around him. I forget what issue it is.
It's 169.
There you go. That book where he's just he's out of the psychiatric hospital, and he's seeing Daredevil everywhere.
Yeah, that's what
he's walking down the street, and he goes on a killing spree, just one right after the other. and that was like, holy.
Yeah, goodness. He basically was supposed to have surgery. He had a brain tumor that was causing him to see Daredevil everywhere, and he murders this couple in the theater. And I was just like, this guy is completely nuts, unhinged. But then, like I said, later on, though, when he's brought in, when Daredevil was undercover as Shades. Yeah, the whole thing, the whole story arc with that, and then they said he's brought in, and he's like, because everybody, this is before Kingpin returns, and like these guys are bosses, and as soon as Kingpin returns, the Daredevil basically, or not Daredevil, but Bullseye kills everybody in that room, the office, kills all of them.
Yeah, because that 169 was led up to, in my opinion, the 3 best issues of Miller's Daredevil run was the Kingpin story in 170 through 172. I think that's an all-time classic. I mean, the whole run was really, really good.
Hey, Amy,
but
what's your favorite comic? I feel like she's been left out for that. So.
Sorry. My cat doesn't say anything forever.
My favorite comic?
Yeah. Because then we're talking about a lot of stuff you probably haven't read, though. That's what I was curious. What you're like.
Oh, well. It's interesting hearing about different stories. I do know a lot of them from the comics that we've been reading.
Okay.
I feel like I usually, of the comics I've read that I've enjoyed, Mom used to read us the Tick comics when we were little. So that one's always going to be kind of like...
Anything you've read on your own, though, that you just really like and just want to keep buying more?
Oh, I'm afraid all the stuff that I've read that I've enjoyed doesn't really exist anymore. I usually just find like kind of one-offs or something like that that's been like a short series. Like some of the Amethyst things have been fun and just odd little books. I think I had a book that was called Jaguar or something like that.
Jaguar?
Golden Age?
From Impact Comics in the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to find it. But
Jaguar. It's a female character?
Uh-huh.
It looked like MK's here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Impact Comics. I think that's a very fun series. My daughters loved it.
Oh,
kids, Though that entire run, the Impact Comics were all geared towards younger people, so they very much are like Silver Age comics, and they are a heck of a lot of fun.
They did. Yeah. They seem kind of light and fun, and I don't know. It's easier, I think, to get a little more invested or to be less guarded in something if it isn't so over the top. Oh, that's
How do you rank this cover, Amy?
What am I looking at? There's Catwoman.
Catwoman.
All right, she's got a hand up, and is that her? Okay, so she's knocking somebody over, and he's falling down. Oh, they're underwater. Okay, so she's attacking a scuba diver underwater.
Guy shot a harpoon at her.
She's dodging a harpoon and there's a giant catfish.
Yes.
Okay, I will give it many points for the catfish pun. I think some of the angles here don't make a lot of sense, but catfish is funny. I think I will give that. It's funny. I will give it a 9.
And she's got the ears.
She does. She has little ears with her Catwoman hat.
And the claws. I just saw it. I was like, it's got a catfish in here, so I figured
catfish. That helps the whole cat. Can you imagine being the person that said, "Okay, wait, let me get this straight. Catwoman is underwater because we all know cats love water."
Like, I just want to add a bubble to the catfish. He said, "This is crazy."
Why is she fighting a scuba diver?
they're underwater and they're being attacked, and so she's taking out the guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one is part of the Nights. I just read this one because it's part of the Nightfall. They're after something a friend of hers stole, and I forget who it was now, but there's a crime boss who's after it as well. And Catwoman and her team dive down. When they come back up, there's the mob boss on their boats with guns and such like that. So she goes under and drags the guys with them, and they have a fight underwater.
Huh. All right.
Let's see. You got to go old school Ghost Rider, and the new stuff sucks, says Patrick. Let's see. Roy Thomas created Spoon. Atlas had a Jaguar too. Yep. It's from Archie Comics, right?
Yeah, I think it was that Archie.
Yeah. I still say that Marvel did my favorite Ghost Rider dirty and renamed him Knight Rider, the Western one. Lynn Wine created me when I turned 50. There you go. All right. But there you go. We ran into a wall of topics.
I never ran into a wall.
Say again?
I didn't run into a wall of topics.
No, I'm just looking for the next topic here.
The next topic. All right, we talked about Amy likes the Jaguar.
Amy likes. Well, I say go get all of the Impact comics. They're a lot of fun. Definitely go for the Shield, the Fly, Jaguar is good, and Comet Man or the Comet. The Comet. Yeah. Those are the four best of them.
Amy, have you seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I've seen it twice. I'm going to go see it again.
Does Keanu Reeves do a good job?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, Shadow is a hedgehog of few words.
Does he go John Wick with the guns?
Yes. There's actually a Shadow the Hedgehog game. And in that one, he drives a motorcycle and has a handgun. And everybody kind of laughs about it. Like, why would Shadow have a handgun or a motorcycle?
I was just saying, it's like we read tonight. The first parts of Beast Boy in Teen Titans, back in the original one, 60s, and they're in there. They're all on scooters, even Kid Flash. And like, why is Kid Flash on a freaking scooter?
Right.
Or on a motorcycle at all? It just felt very Teen Titans Go.
Yep. You're kind of like, let's go in a hurry. I'm like, if I'm in a hurry.
Can you imagine if Tom Haney wrote Teen Titans Go? Like that's saying this. He just right now he take what he normally does in those books and he just crank it up to 11. He does even more zany stuff. Like he's responsible for the whole Donna Troy situation, where he thought that she was another. Was it? He thought that she was a clone, or he thought that they were the same person, Wonder Woman and Donna Troy.
He thought they were the same person.
Yeah.
He thought Wonder Girl was a different person than Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Girl. He thought Wonder Girl was Wonder Woman.
Yeah, in the Golden Age, they would do stories about Wonder Woman as a child.
Oh.
And he thought, and when it came time to do the Teen Titans, it was seen as two different characters. So he puts Wonder Girl into it, and they decided it was a different character. And that's when Donna Troy was born, when he went into the Teen Titans, because it was supposed to be a different character than what you saw in the old Wonder Woman comics.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's in the second appearance of the Teen Titans. No, wait. Yeah, second appearance. I got a copy. That was one of my grails when I was able to get a hold of one. I was like, yes, I'm very happy about that. Very happy.
They're talking about in the Teen Titans comic we were reading, Beast Boy wanted to join the Titans, but they said, oh, you can't join because, your legal guardian isn't going to give you permission. And all of the Teen Titans, their legal guardians were the heroes they were sidekick of. I'm kind of like, is Aquaman your dad? Like, is Wonder Woman your mom? That's not how this works. Or no, I think you said Queen.
Technically, Robin is an orphan.
I guess Jackson went out. Good night, Jackson. Take care. Be safe. And Maranya is recommending Amethyst to Amy as well as Orion ElfQuest.
Yeah. I got some of the Orion books when you had them up on an auction, and those were very neat.
They're great at making movies, Orion. Yeah.
Okay, here's a question. I want the audience and I want the chat in on this one as well. What dead title would you be interested
in? Dead titles are no longer in circulation.
Yeah, it's done. It's dead. And let's go with what.
I think Breen is
title
the expert on this.
What title almost that almost died on the vine? You know, I'm not talking about like the first run of Spider-Man that made 300 and something issues.
Oh, I think talking about when you bring it back, it's been canceled, no longer like first comic stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like, is there something that you just thought deserved more issues, but only got like 12 or 10 or something along those lines?
Well, okay. Well, this one got only 50 issues, but I think it should have kept going, and that is Dan Jurgens' Batman Beyond.
Which one?
Dan Jurgens' Batman Beyond, just like the Hawkman series, Robert Venditti. Those should have continued. Yeah, we would have got a Justice League Beyond from Dan Jurgens. It would have been great.
That's pretty cool.
We've only seen that. And we've only seen that. The only time we ever seen a Batman Beyond Justice League was in the cartoons.
No, there was a Justice League Beyond comic books.
Gotham Central. That's a good entry into that particular. Gotham Central was really good.
Wait, is that? But I think Gotham Central. That's where Rucka turned Montoya gay, right?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't in there. I thought it was in the 52.
No. She was gay in Gotham Central.
Right.
It was the second storyline.
Doesn't change the fact Gotham Central's a great series.
Well, didn't Brubaker start that off, or is it Rucka?
They were both right. I think Brubaker was kind of teaching Rucka the ropes, I guess.
So it's funny that you talk about stuff like stuff that might be canceled, close to cancel, whatever. Like I was real quickly, we'll go back to our thing. I'm still waiting on Lazarus from Rucka. I don't think I'm ever getting an end to that. They're so close to getting an ending, and then they just kind of just shelved it. So.
Yeah, and I still make a reminder there is a Justice League Beyond comic book.
You know, we don't like you when you correct people. Let people just feel smart for a little bit, okay?
Hey, Kat.
He doesn't get to feel smart off there, Kat.
Do you think that?
Yeah. Wait.
The person you were just engaged with, based on his username and his profile, that he would really have liked Kyle Rayner to have gotten together with Terry instead of Jade.
Terry the girl, right? Yeah.
Somebody basically is blaming Jeremy Adams for something, and Kat said he can do whatever he wants at this point. And he goes, "We have very differing opinions on Jeremy Adams' writing." So I went into his bio. Shockingly, pronouns.
Was
this on Jeremy Adams' Twitter thing?
No. So somebody the username of Kyle Rayner, and just somebody that's apparently. Let's put it this way: I'm sure he loved the Alan Scott miniseries.
Yeah, mostly there's this new idea that Jeremy Rayner plays it too safe. Jeremy Rayner, Mark Waid, they just play it too safe and give the fans what they want. They don't do stuff like Morrison or Spurrier, or what's the other dumbass that's doing Superman, Absolute Superman, Jason Aaron. So they don't stir up the pot like them, and so they're bad.
Well, I said, well, translation. They also, Wade and Jeremy Adams also. Well, I can't say it because I don't want to get flagged again, but flagged with
an L in the middle of that. Yep.
Yeah, because I said it's I don't think I get I said if that's why you're reading comics, you don't understand that the rest of us are kind of fatigued at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows in the lack of sales. Maybe that's why Adams and Wade books sell.
Going back to that topic, we got some comments. Secret Six, from 2000s, which I hear a lot of people praising. I liked it.
Be careful what Be careful what you wish for.
Let me finish reading off. Be careful what you wish for. Okay.
Just mute them.
Gotham Central from Glenzer. We got Amethyst got 12 twice. Ryan got around 25. Both were brought back in the past 4, and they said, yeah, they really did. Let's see if I could bring back a dead title. It would be the original Death's Head or Deathlock. Batman White Knight world ended too soon, says Undead Quinn. Dark Admiral was the one with Deathlock. All right, let's see. Sabrina Chilling Adventure. Okay, that's recent, but I got to admit those were pretty good. Let's see. The same with the Archie Zombies. That's Afterlife with Archie. And there you go. Oh, gay communist children are tough stuff online. Says, yeah, unfortunately, Jay, that could be seen as a slur on this one. And Legion. No, I'm sorry, Black Cat, please.
Yes, now scroll back up because the topic was before.
Okay. What are we looking for?
To the first book that was mentioned.
Original Death's Head?
No.
Secret Six.
Yes. That is coming back.
He already is back. Yeah.
Oh, they already brought it back?
Isn't that where the John Kent threesome is now?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is the whole be careful what you wish for.
I would it probably doesn't need one, but if Mark Waid returned to Archie 1941, like if he wrote it in that same, when he wrote that, kept it in the same mindset without doing different.
He doesn't. 1955.
Yeah, but we don't know how much of that was Wade and how much of that was August, and August has passed on.
Yeah. But I mean, I would bring it. We may not Mark Waid. Put Dan Jurgens on or something like that. Have him just do a follow up. Who could be? Because then you get little Archies, little kids. Follow up. It's kind of cool. Because obviously he got with Betty at the end of that. Reggie was. Not
it
there
would be kind of cool to see, and I don't know if there's a title there, Life with Archie or something, but it would be cool to see 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, and you actually see Archie grow up, get married, go through life, boom, don't get shot like he did in Life with Archie, just actually maybe live a whole life. Yeah.
So you like Stand By Me. At the end, it's Archie there.
Yeah, I never had friends like I had friends in the 1940s. Yeah.
It would be like Archie Life Story.
Okay, is that what? Yeah, but in Archie Life Story, he gets shot.
The story is Spider-Man Life Story.
Oh, Spider-Man Life. Yeah.
I'm not bringing Chip Zdarsky anywhere near that. I don't think that was you, Chip Zdarsky, writing that.
No, Chip Zdarsky has some good stories. Sometimes he has some really bad stories. What I think is it's Batman editorial ruining him.
Jay, I normally wouldn't be for what you said. It wasn't. I don't think what you said was a bad thing. It's just I just got flagged with an L, and it just. I thought we were over having to look over.
Here's the thing, though. Both you and Eric ranted about the stupid shit that's happening out today with this current comic industry. Mm-hmm. Any of that shit can get flagged.
Go figure. Because I'm going to take this apart, like you said. I'm going to put this out. I want to do the New Year's stream the same. So
yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Legion of Superheroes was torpedoed when Bendis got his grubby mitts on it. Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb did the same.
Goodness, I asked the question. I should have a title myself. You know what? I know it. I guess if we're okay with naming off some successful series, I would like the team up books back. Give us DC Comics Presents and Brave and the Bold, Marvel Team Up, and Marvel 2-in-1.
So here's the thing. DC's been doing some really cool team-ups with Scooby-Doo team-ups.
I know. Yeah, that's actually a decent book there, too. I want something like that. Not like they've got Brave and the Bold out. It's a regular Batman title. That sucks.
I'm trying to think. Team ups. The last team ups DC did was Looney Tunes with the heroes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you'll get anything close to that.
Moran just said I would like to see an old trend of segregated comic books. The types, it's like romance, horror, westerns. Rania, I think that's unfortunately. I think that falls into the category of there's not enough talent in the industry. Certainly not the big two, because I look at what Oni tried to do by reviving the EC comics, and they're not good. There might be some people. I think the closest, if you want horror, Hyde Street. It's a company producing good work. I would love to see somebody try to bring back the romance comic unironically, but being 2024, I think the temptation would be too great to go in a certain direction far more than not.
There would be wouldn't be adjectiveless.
Here's something I thought was interesting. Remember we talked about Pulp from Brubaker. Like, that was such a great book that was, a modern, like, kind of Western kind of slash, in modern times. Kosher Mafia. I see that kind of falls in that kind of category, that storyline. Like, that would by just two people we've never heard of. We just came across it through Mad Cave. Mad Cave is trying to bring back some of the older stuff like that, like the detective with Dick Tracy, the Flash Gordon, which is your space stuff. As far as horror goes, like horror comics like that, honestly, I would love to see Hellblazer out of the DC universe and just back to being what he was with Vertigo, without the superheroes. Because I thought he was so much more of an entertaining character when he didn't have all these different magicians that fall back and deal with capes. I cringe whenever I see Constantine's now in a Justice League thing. I don't want Constantine in a Justice League.
Yeah, he's not. That's not the same character. Yeah, no. The Constantine of today versus the original series, I would be hard pressed to find a character that's more in name only than John Constantine today.
Yeah,
and as far as another genre, if somebody tried to bring back the Western at Marvel or DC, even though it was done very successfully with New 52, so much has changed since then that writing Westerns with all the new unwritten rules would not. I don't think it would work.
There is unfortunately one cool thing that the animated DC stuff did is after the New 50, or not New 52, but after the Dark Side Apocalypse thing, Barry went back and caused a flashpoint because, Jim Constantine told him to do that. So we get this little House of Secrets. I think it was a House of Mystery, House of Secrets, where Constantine's locked in there and and basically is being tortured because of Spectre. Like, that was a cool storyline in that little. You watched it, I know you did. It was. I love that
Secrets.
House of Secrets, but I love the fact that would have been such a great comic book, because the fact that here's Constantine being punished for something he caused or did, and who is keeping him in this jail, this prison? It's the Spectre. Like, I love that. That's my only crossovers I'll allow. I don't want other superhero stuff. I mean, the Spectre is close enough.
I would like to see old school where Superman's his titles, Batman's his titles. It really does seem like there's too much crossover, and I think really what I'm feeling is the event fatigue. Give them some space for a while. Let Justice League team up, obviously, but don't have things in the background of others, and make sure that you got to build Wonder Woman's world, you got to build Superman's world, Spider-Man, whomever, and let's get. Excuse me, sorry, keep talking.
Well, no, I mean, I hear you, because you had the Lazarus event, then you had Night Terrors, and it just feels like there's one thing after another with the DC with the events. That's kind of like why I kind of dipped out of Marvel too, because after Civil War, they realized, oh my gosh, we can sell more books if we just keep doing these world-breaking The Marvel universe is never going to be the same again. All new, all different. It just got stupid.
The dumbest thing I saw, I don't know if it was this year or last year when it started, was Mary Jane got superpowers. Have a freaking supporting cast. All right? Not everybody with a name should have superpowers. Even when All-Star Comics gave Lois Lane superpowers, or anytime they would do it in the books, it was a very temporary thing. It was a, haha, this is fun. We need supporting casts. We need the world built again.
So, do you think it's important then to put weight behind the world building and the supporting cast too? Yeah. Not just have them be window dressing for everything else?
The best era of Superman, and this is not an opinion. I do not accept this as an opinion. The best Superman run was the Triangle era, where they actually paid attention. They actually paid attention to the people who supported Superman, the people who knew him as Clark Kent, the people who, even if they were heroes within that particular circle, they made sure that you knew who they were, what their motivations were. So when something happened to them, you cared. And that is one of the incredibly huge things that have been lost in comic books.
Yes, and that's why I fell in love with Spider-Man comic books. The supporting cast was there.
Mm-hmm.
It was and they're recurring. You know, one go away, here comes Betty Brant back, and she's married. Like and like, so you have all these rotating characters. You know, people that they all grow up, they get married, they go away, they come back. Like I said, Superman to me was like a general hospital. With action.
It really was good back then. Okay, let me get some comments here because
Sharon.
Austin is saying someone do a bad lip reading of E speaking to Gail. Here's what it was. I confessed to everything I talked to. That all that stuff about me and Gail. I told her everything I talked about. Let's see. I thought of another one. I'd love to see Rune make a comeback, but I don't know how they do it without the Ultraverse. Let's see. He's just not the same with Hellblazer. I go read the old Vertigo run instead. Thank God there's thousands and thousands and thousands of back issues that you can check out on all of our favorite characters that aren't being flipped over because it's back then. Let's see. I feel like the Vertigo reboot of the series is awful, says Undead Quinn. J. Jonah Jameson would be funny if he had superpowers. Okay. Fubu Superman done properly. Let's see. Vincent says, okay, now that I've learned all about Jeremy Adams online, what's his official crime according to the panel? Give me just a second to finish up and we'll answer that question. DC Superman should not. You got superpowers. You got Spider-Man is like Friends. Perry White and Luther had a son. Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. So, there you go. I'll explain that. Okay. So basically, Perry White's son with his wife Alice, they apparently in the post-crisis stuff, they said like his son, Jerry, I think his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out actually was Lex Luthor's son this whole entire time, but his wife Alice kept it because back they had a triangle event back in the day. Where she was being sought off by not only by a young Perry White who was a journalist, but also Lex Luthor. But at the end, she chose Perry White because Lex Luthor was kind of like a jerk, not good for her. He proved that he changed. She saw his real side. But it was only after they had a tryst,
Right.
So she kept it because she knew it would break Perry's heart, because he's a journalist. So she kept it a secret. Like that was, I think it might have been Jerry Ordway or Dan Jurgens. So that was I didn't like that in the whole thing, but
no, it kind of makes it feel dirty.
No, sure.
Yeah. Do you mind if I answer Vince's question?
Please do.
Okay, basically, Vincent, there's been an effort to replace the traditional comic book reading audience with this new group of people who don't read comics for the same reasons why we did, that want comics to reflect real life, social relevance, social justice, et cetera, et cetera. Jeremy Adams writes comics for people like us that just want to read fun adventure stories, and that doesn't sit well. An example, like 6 or 7 years ago, Peter J. Tomasi wrote a 2-issue Superman story where the family goes on a vacation to different historical monuments, and it's basically a history lesson that they're teaching their 10-year-old son. at the same, this was when CBR was rating books from 1 to 10. They gave those issues 3 out of 10, while they were giving America Chavez 9s and 10s. It was all about this, the checking the boxes. And I know this is going to sound like, the angry conservative, but the truth is, there are people that don't want that want to. They want comics to reflect the social change that they either believe that they want or truly want. Either way, they don't make for good comics. Jeremy Adams and Mark Waid are the 2 best writers at DC, as much as I despise Mark Waid as a person. But there are people that just flat out do not like their writing because they just tell adventure stories.
Mm-hmm.
So where does this happen in one of his threads, or just where do you come across this?
I don't know where you'd have to ask Kat, because I just saw it because I follow him.
Evil Black Cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Evil Black.
Which one?
So yeah, are you talking about Evil Black Cat right here with us?
Well, yeah, he was talking to somebody. His username is Kyle Rayner, who hates Jeremy Adams as a writer. Share
the link there if this, because this sounds interesting.
I think if JJJ had superpowers, he'd be like an Omega level mutant because he's a force of nature without them.
He had a robot body.
I gotta bow out. I gotta get up in the morning to.
Well, we've been on for 2 hours. It's not a bad time. Tomorrow night, guys, please join us for the auction. I showed off some books at the beginning of this if you are joining us later. So please check those out. There's going to be that plus more. And it starts at 8 o'clock. And hopefully there'll be something for you there. And it's a live stream where we just chat and talk comics and sports ball more. And while we're selling comics. So join us tomorrow at 8. And then
Jay, Bengals game
Sunday night at 10:30, we're going to be bringing back the cover rankings. I'm going to pick something from that we haven't done that has already been chosen, and that's going to be the last couple of episodes of season 8, and then we'll move on to 9. So there you go. All righty. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to hit all the clicks and likes and all that kind of stuff, please.
Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, Geeky Puppet Show.
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo team-ups, Flintstones, and Jetsons.
Those have been a lot of fun. You guys are free cheat for sure.
Have fun, kids.
Later.